Hi guys, Lone Vic here again, and today I'm coming in with another review of a game. This is the second one that I'm committing after the Vampire the Masquerade Heritage, and today I'm going to be talking about the game that's standing right here behind me, over here. This is Rallyman GT. Now, why have I chosen this game to talk about today? It's because, well, this was an impulse buy for me. I saw it in the shop and I never thought about buying it. I've seen it on Kickstarter in the past, but I didn't get on this bandwagon back then. But then I saw it in the shop and I was looking for some game where you can roll some dice and try some different kind of mechanic of what you can do with those dice. And I thought, well, hey, why not? And it turned out that this was a great impulse buy, one of the best that I've had in over the course of the recent months, probably. I don't regret it completely. I don't regret it to such a big extent that I even went and late pledged for the Rallyman Dirt Kickstarter campaign that finished some time ago. You can still late pledge for it. You can find the link in the description for the video below. So why am I so happy with this game? Well, there are a few things factoring this. First, I was looking for a game where you can have, like, you know, light, fun, entertaining time with some dice rolling and a little bit of tactics and a little bit of feel to it. And Rallyman GT did not disappoint when it comes to that. So basically, what I got is a game where you can plan out your movement, as you were able to see in the how to play video that I've posted a few days ago. You can plan out your movement, you can strategize where you want to go around the track, how fast, and you have to be careful to, you know, adjust your speed for the next round because the next turn is coming up and you need to have, you know, higher or lower speed in order to prepare. And then you have to either do this push your luck kind of mechanic where you roll the dice and you hope that you won't get any of those warning signs, and you go like, okay, one, safe, the second die, safe, the third die, okay, that's the first exclamation mark, oh, I'll risk it, and you know, you go on and on. So there's a little bit of tension there, which is a lot of fun, and everybody's enjoying it to see, you know, whether you succeed or fail. Or you can just go and, you know, go this flat out. You just take all the dice and go, let's go flat out, and boom. And it turns out whether you've succeeded or not. And if you succeeded, then, you know, there is a feeling of kind of excitement that you did it, right? You risked everything, you went flat out, and it worked. And if it didn't work, then you can still strategize a bit and you can figure out what can you do with those dice that you have available before you lose control. So even if you risk everything, you're not really forced to fail completely. You can still kind of rescue some of the movement, some of the, you know, some of your plan, or sometimes you fail at the last die and you can still do everything you wanted to do before you lose control and spin out of the track. So that's okay, right? And so the game is random with the dice rolling, but it's not punishing. And this is great. It's not a game where you're sitting and if this die doesn't roll, you know, a success, I'm screwed, I'm done. This is it. You know, you can't catch up, you can't do anything. Here we had races when we played with few players. We had races where we really, some people shot ahead straight out. But a few turns later, they lost control, they spun out, and you could catch up, you could still get into the game, right, into the race. There was no hopeless situation, so this was great. We loved that it's almost always head to head with somebody, and you can always block somebody and, you know, and always do something. So this is one. And this is a very big one. This is probably the biggest one when it comes to the arguments to the positive sides of this game, right? The second one is how it looks on the table. I just love I have a few games in my collection, probably quite a few, which don't look graphically, you know, in the most attractive way. I'm probably thinking of Terraforming Mars right now. But I also enjoy looking at a game on the table and seeing that it's cool, right? And the graphics here, I understand that this is some kind of an updated version of a game from the past iteration, and those graphics, the tracks and the surroundings of the tracks, they look great. They really give you this feel of the race happening, right? So this is also cool, and the fact that you can build your own tracks out of all those tiles. I went flat out when buying this game, and I bought it with all the additions already, right? I haven't even opened the core box, and I was like, okay, give me the GT5, GT4, and the championship tracks, and the team, and everything, right? Because, well, why not? If you want to try the game, try it in the, you know, the full format. And it did not disappoint. And when you buy it with all of those add-ons, then the amount of tiles that you can create those tracks from is humongous, really. So I can already picture it in my mind that the next track I'm going to make is not going to be one of the ones that are recommended in the manuals, in the rule books for any of the add-ons or the base game, but it's going to be some kind of a Godzilla of a track that will be racing on for, you know, 2 hours playing catch up and going back and fro. So definitely a plus for multitude of solutions when it comes to the track, and, you know, and the possibilities, for now seemingly endless. So loving it, right? So the looks is good, the dice rolling isn't punishing, and it's a lot of fun when you are planning and when you are trying to figure out the movement and block your opponents and everything. The third and the final positive thing that I will tell you about this game is, because I still want to do it like the previous review video in like 10 minutes flat with my opinion. So the third one is that the rules are so painfully simple. When you explain it to someone, right, just be careful to download the newest rule book for the edition. This is, I think, 1.1, because there are a few rule tweaks that make the game a bit more fair and logical when it comes to some behaviors. Just a warning. But the rules are so simple, and the obstacles that you find on the track, the turns where you have to slow down and everything, it's so simple to explain, it's so simple to remember, it's very intuitive, but it's also so realistic. Like, you feel that it's really logical that here you have to slow down because this is a sharp corner and you can't accelerate out of this corner instantly, and you have to do, you know, and you have to do this, and you can cut this corner short through the chicane so as not to lose speed and so forth. So it's all very well thought through, and you really, if you've even watched one or two I don't know, races on TV or something, you don't have to be a race car driver to appreciate this game or anything like that. You don't even have to be a fan of car racing to appreciate this game, but it makes so much sense. Everything from the start of the race, through the damages on the car, through the dice mechanics with the gears ascending and descending and the coasting and everything, it makes sense. It's a cohesive experience, and I love that in a game, that the theme is so connected with the gameplay mechanics. Okay, so now let's add a bit of skepticism to this, right? Because I've been, like, you know, overwhelmingly positive right now, and this is a video that's entitled Honest Talk, so let's talk honestly, right? Why might you not like this game? Now, if you have 2 players to play this game, then even on a track that has only 2 lanes, it's not very crowded. And when we're playing a 3-player game or a 4-player game, the crowd makes it so much better that you can't go here because this is occupied, and you can't overtake here and you're screwed for a turn because they blocked you here and blocked you there. It gives you an additional layer of emotion, and you can play up to 6 players with this game, so it's the more the merrier in this case, right? So the one drawback could be that if you have too few players, then it might be a bit If you go in for the edition called the Team Championship, you can play up to 12 players, which is crazy, I think, but then with 12 players, the downtime can be a bit of a drag, I think, But the turns go pretty quick, but I think with 10, 12 players, come on. But the good thing is that you can play with 4 players, but you can have 2 groups of cars and 2 teams at the same time on the track. So like you create a team, you have 2 cars during your game to control, and you can play with up to 6 players like that, making it 12 on the board. And this is also immensely fun, because you can be losing one race, but you can be winning the other one on the same track, and you can, you know, like trying to manage it here a bit more, but okay, I failed here, I had a success here, you won't catch me here, but you got me there. It's a lot of fun, and the downtime is incredibly low in this situation. Even with we played 4 players maximum with 2 cars each, and the downtime was almost like non-existent. Everybody was engaged, so this was great. But lower player counts can get a little like, you know, less adventurous. So that's one. The second one, and I think the biggest one for me, is the design of how to build the tracks, because you have those pictures of tracks, of sample tracks in the rulebook, and you have the listing of tiles which you have to use, but there is just a list of, you know, 1 tile with this number, 2 tiles with this number, and so forth and so on. I will show you what I mean, basically. So take a look at this. You have a list here, well, here, of the numbers of tiles that you need, and here you have to recreate this track using those tiles, and there are no numbers to be seen, so I don't know which number is this and which number is this and which number is this. I have to guess. It's a puzzle, basically, and it would be so much easier if you just had those numbers printed on those tiles to recreate the track. It would be easier. You have a mobile app which you can use for that. It gives you this blueprint of those tracks with the numbers, but it would be so much easier if it was in the rulebook. Really, seriously. It's building a big track based on the ones from the rulebook can get a little tedious when you think about that. And the last thing is that the little tiny thing that I would think that might have been done better is that it's very hard to differentiate, like at first glance, what tires are you on right now, whether those are wet tires or dry tires, or, you know, because there is no icon for that. And you have to only recognize it by the drawing of the tire, which one has a slimmer rim or something like that. And that's a bit counterintuitive. But those are very little things. So to sum up, because yeah, I'm running flat out of time here right now, if you are looking for a game where you can roll some dice, you can plan some strategies, some movement, and you are not punished for pushing your luck too hard, and not punished for, you know, like completely losing control in this case, then this is a game for you. Seriously. And it's a lot of fun in a bigger crowd. There is a lot of emotion, a lot of, you know, racing and, you know, challenging each other and so forth and so on. So it's really, really, really fun. And that's it. Don't expect a lot of deep strategy and a lot of deep thinking. Don't expect a lot of, you know, traps and, you know, and strategizing, like you're planning 3 or 4 moves ahead or something like that, because the dice won't allow you that, probably, if you have bad luck or something. But it's fun and it's real. It's connected to the mechanics. It's very viscerally connected to the racing mechanics, which is great. It looks beautiful on the table. I love it. I hope that this opinion helped you in deciding whether to buy this game, or maybe back the dirt version that was on Kickstarter some time ago. This was Lone Vic. If you liked the video, hit the subscribe, leave me a comment, and you can ask questions, you can give suggestions, and I hope to see you soon with another movie of mine, from maybe an unboxing or maybe some how to play or something like that. Thank you very much. This is Rallyman GT. My name was Lone Vic. See you soon. Bye bye.